Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
I am doing amazing. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you very much for being with us here at Iboga Divine Healing. Uh, are you open to sharing a little bit of your experience so far till today?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. Okay. So, what brought you here?
Well, I've known about Iboga, I guess, for probably at least 6 or 7 years, being on the medicine path myself. But I always heard it was for people who have, really hard addictions and things like that. And so I never felt called to it until a few weeks ago. Someone came, my husband and I are learning other sacred medicines with someone here in Mexico, and someone came to experience one of the bufo ceremonies. And she brought her friends to experience the bufo, and I think she was planning on doing the bufo, but she had just done Iboga within the last 6 months. And she was telling me, I had a conversation with her, how she was so amazed she could feel it going in and healing all the parts of her body. And I just went, what? Like I didn't know Iboga could do that. I'd never heard of that. And I was like, and so I set the intention right then. I said, if this is for my highest good, I want to do Iboga, and I want the universe to send me someone the best that I will be, have an amazing experience with. And not even a week later, my husband and I, that day, we had planned on going to our favorite vegan restaurant, Ixiom, and then I dozed off, fallen asleep, so we ended up going later than we were planning. But we went there, and we sit at our table because I'm writing a book, and it's one that is tall, and it's one that's shared with other people. And there were a couple laptops there and some people chatting, and then there was a couple flyers. And the couple that was sitting there, that I think, Miguel had gone to the bathroom. I didn't know his name was Miguel at the time. And I was just looking at these flyers. I was like, oh my God, like, David, look, Iboga, like this. And he's like, yeah, those are probably the guys. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, this is a shared table. They could just be sitting here for anyone. He's like, no, they usually clean the tables off in between everyone. I was like, well, okay. Anyway, Miguel comes back and sits down, and we started talking. And yes, they were his flyers, and he was the one that was doing it. And there was a ceremony like the next week. And I was like, and I looked, there were 3 ceremonies. One was in Canada. I'm like, I'm not going to pay an extra to go to Canada, because the other ones were just not even an hour away from us in San Pancho, like 45 minutes away. So, and one was the later one was at a time when my husband and I had planned on doing one of our ceremonies. And so I was like, well, I can't do that one. So this next one, a week, even though that's not very long to think about it, I said, I just told my husband, David, I said, I'm doing it. He's usually a little slower to process things and make sure it's what he really wants or whatever. And I was just like, well, I don't care what he's doing, I'm doing it. And then I learned how much it was. And at first I was like, oh, that's a lot more than any other plant medicines I've done. And I didn't really perceive the value at that time. And now I can tell you I would pay twice as much as what I had to pay. It has been the most amazing, beautiful, perfect experience I could have ever imagined. And I see the value in it. I had an intention for a long time that I wanted to be the highest version of myself, and I know this Iboga is helping me to do that. It is released. When I do yoga, I'm healthy. I eat vegan, and I strive to do the right things, and do plant medicine ceremonies to heal myself. And I noticed, because I'm going to be 48 in a few months, and my body was starting to feel just a little more tight in some areas, and yoga wasn't really helping it. Like I was just frustrated. I'm like, what do I need to do to shift this? Iboga did it for me. I don't feel any of the tightness in those areas of my body. I feel completely new, more calm, relaxed, present, and just peaceful than I've ever felt in my life. And this medicine, it's the combination of all the sacred medicines. It's the masculine and feminine and everything. It is the divine conscious healing. Iboga is that. It's you could get rid of every single other medicine. And if someone just did this program with Miguel or another practitioner who'd been certified correctly to do this, then there is no question in my mind that you will receive the healing that you need. And maybe it might take more than one session for some, depending on their level of what they have going on in their system and what needs healing. But I know that this is the medicine that will do it, because I've seen it, I've experienced it. And I have a vision of everyone on the planet doing this, and when we do, and when we start living from these 4 pillars of truth, being truthful always, and grateful, having love, truth, simplicity, gratitude, and love, those 4 pillars, when we cleanse our systems and then live from those 4 pillars of truth, simplicity, gratitude, and love, then we will have peace on this planet.
I heard that you have a book coming up.
Yes, Iboga. I had been writing a book, and I was gonna, on my my medicine journey, because I was raised Mormon, and it's funny to me now that, because a lot of times that programming is really, really deep, and most people never leave it in their lifetime, and to go from Mormonism to shamanism was quite a big jump. And so I was writing and Iboga told me, no, scratch that. Iboga gave me the inspiration for this new book that I'm writing, The Truth, Simplicity, Gratitude, and Love, and even gave me the book cover, showed me and I was like, wow, that's a little childlike, but okay, I'll go with it. Okay, why not? Words really cannot express. This whole time, for days, I've just been just saying thank you, Iboga. And thank you, Miguel.
It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for choosing us. Thank you for choosing Iboga Divine Healing. I love you lots. Thank you.